Alright, so we're going to talk about the slope of a line. Do you remember that? Unfortunately, it should sound familiar. You probably did a lot with that in Algebra 1, didn't you? With slope? Sure. Alright, slope is basically, it's like how slanted a line is. Okay, the steepness, if you want to think of it that way. The slope is kind of like how steep the line is. You follow me? So how do we determine how steep a line is? Well, we do this. You could take any 2 points on this line. I'll just take this end point and this end point right here. Now the line could keep on going, but I could take any 2 points, and watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a comparison. Alright, it's a comparison. Now in math, when I do a comparison, we put one number and we compare it to another number. So we actually make a fraction out of it. Alright, do I have everybody's attention? Alright, heads up, right? I don't need to call his name, do I? Head up. Get your head up off the desk. It's not off the desk. Do it. Don't just nod to me. Sit up straight. Sit up straight. Look, thank you. That's all there is to it. Come on, that's just common courtesy in a classroom. Alright, don't make me tell you again. Alright, so here we go. If I want to find the slope of this line, if I want to find how steep this line is, I make a comparison. I compare how tall it is, how high. Actually, that was terrible. Let's make this a little straighter. It doesn't have to be perfect, but how high it is, and I compare it to how far across it is. Like that. Okay? Alright, there you go. So I make a comparison. A comparison is basically a ratio or a fraction. So I'm going to compare how tall it is compared to how far across you go. You with me on that? And we had some words for that. Do you remember that from Algebra 1? What did we talk about how high up and down it is? Nah. When we talked about slope, you used a word. Nope. Nope. It is perpendicular. Okay. It starts with an R. It's up and down. Like if I was in an elevator and I went up, I do what? Or if I'm... You rise. Yes. See, I knew you knew it. I just had to trigger your memory a little bit. That would be the rise. Okay, the rise is how far up and down you go. All right, that's the rise. Even going down is a rise, because a lot of times we think, oh, if you rise, you're going what? You're going up. But if you rise, like if you were standing here and you jumped, that's actually a rise, but you're rising in which direction? Think math. Give me a math word. You're rising in which direction? Come on, not upward. If you're standing here, think about what I'm saying. You're right here, and you rise, and you go down. What are you doing? You're rising in which direction? Come on, think math. Think math. Thank you. The negative direction. You're going negative, right? Okay. So you could rise. Watch. If you rise up, then you're rising what? Positive. You rise down, you rise negative. You with me? What about this right here? What do we call this? That would be the run. The run goes across. All right? You run across. So now I realize you could run up a mountain and stuff like that, but you don't ever run vertically, do you? Can you run vertically? No, you couldn't. Could you? Who in the world could run vertically? Besides Spider-Man. Nobody else, okay? All right, Spider-Man's the only one that can run vertically. So you can't run. Stop. Come on. Quit trying to play around. Listen to me. Just, don't give me all this nonsense, all right? You know what I'm talking about. You can't run up and down, okay? You rise up and down, and you run across. You with me on that? So if we talk about running, if I started here and ran to the right, which direction am I running? I'm running in the positive direction. Come on, follow what we did here. We talked about going up was positive and down was negative. So if we talk about going to the right, what do? Positive, okay? I'm trying to give you huge hints here, right? It all builds on what we've talked about before. So don't just bring something out of the blue. Think about what we talked about earlier. All right, so we rise positive, we rise vertically. You could run positively, or if you started here and went this direction, what would you do? You would run negatively. Thank you. You're catching on. All right, so you can rise up and down, you can run left and right, or you can rise positive and negative, you can run positive and negative. You got it? It's just a matter of how you want to get there. If I start here and I want to get to this point, remember, I always rise first and I run. So what would you do? You would rise negative. All right, so watch. You'd rise negative, and then you'd run what? Negative. Oops, it's not a 1, that's just a parentheses. All right, now think about it. What is the slope of this thing? It's the what over the what? Right, you're comparing the rise to the run, so it's rise over run. Let's think about this in terms of negative and positive. So what is the rise? It's negative, isn't it? In terms of negative and positive. It's a negative rise and it's a what? It's a negative run. What's negative over negative? It's a positive, isn't it? So what kind of slope is this? This is a positive slope. Now watch, let's pretend there's a ball sitting right here, okay? And if it was sitting down here on the bottom, at the far left side of it, all right? This would be going what? It would be going up, so this is a positive slope. If it was pushed or kicked, okay? That would be a positive slope, wouldn't it? Now, from left to right, because we read from left to right, don't we? So from left to right, which way is this going? This is going up the hill, isn't it? Okay, up is positive, right? So up the hill, that's a positive slope. Make sense? Okay. What's that? All right, let's do another one. Let's stop, please. Michaela, all you do is just give people reason to keep doing that, all right, when you laugh. It's not that funny, tell you the truth. Let's take a look at this. What if, let's do this. Let's make this really steep this time, okay? But it doesn't matter how steep it is, because what are we doing? We're just trying to find right now. We'll do some numbers in a second, okay? And a little bit later, we'll put some real numbers in there. But right now, I'm just talking about how, or what, see, now you got me off track. Whether it's positive or negative. So if we start here and we want to get down to here, what would we do? We'd rise and run, wouldn't we? I'll tell you what, let's go the other way, because on the other one we went from the top to the bottom, didn't we? Yeah. Let's go from the bottom to the top. Still works the same way. What if I wanted to go from here to here? How do I get there? I don't go along that line. I can only rise and run. So I would do what first? I always rise first. Always rise first. So rise. That's a positive rise. That is a positive rise. So if I'm going up, that's positive, isn't it? And then I'm here. Now I need to get to that point. So which direction do I go? I go negative. That would be to the left, wouldn't it? And that would be negative. So again, let's think of the slope. The slope, we'll put some numbers in a little bit later. Okay, we're just talking positive, negative right now. So the slope is rise over run. Which one is the rise? The positive. And which one is the run? The negative. What's a positive divided by a negative? It's a negative. Oh, I'd have put a 1. I keep doing that. So it would be negative, wouldn't it? This is a negative slope. So again, let's say you had a ball, and we put it to the far left of this. Which way would it go? It would go down, right? It would go down the slope, wouldn't it? So what kind of slope is this? It's a negative slope. So that's a negative slope. So watch. From left to right, what's it doing? It's going down, right? What's a slope like that? What kind of slope is that? That's positive. From left to right, it's doing what? It's going uphill, isn't it? You with me? Got it? So one like this would be what? Negative. From left to right, what's it doing? It's going down the hill. So that's a negative slope. That's a positive slope. We good? Okay. Let me. I'll do something else. I'm going a little bit different order than I did the first class. I don't know why. It's just these are the things that just started popping in my mind. So. Let's do this. What if I had a slope like that, or a line like that? Okay, look at this. I mean, I could take any 2 points. I don't have to take the end points, but I just will for this. Look, if I wanted to get from one point to the other, let's think about this. If I wanted to get from here to here, I got to rise and run, don't I? Well, how far do I have to rise? 0. Right, 0, don't I? Okay, it's just run. But I got to have a rise in there because slope is rise over run, isn't it? Slope equals rise over run. So what is the rise? It's 0 over, I don't know how far that is, but it doesn't matter. We'll call it x. Is that all right? What's 0 divided by any number at all? It's 0, isn't it? Okay, now think about this. So what's the slope of a horizontal line? It's 0. It's a 0 slope. This is how I think of it. I use this example, well, every time I teach this, I always use this. I don't know if it ever helps or not, but I think it does. It would help me. That's why I use it. There's my person. That's me right there, okay? You recognize me? Except I should have a little belly right there because I got a big fat belly. That's my belly. Okay. Skinny wear everywhere else, but I got a big fat belly. All right. So anyway, if I was skiing, I'll put some skis on me. So there's some skis. There's the tips of the skis. All right. So I'm skiing. I'm no artist, as you can tell. I didn't have to tell you, did I? All right. So watch. If I'm skiing, and let's say I'm not being pushed. Okay. I have no power pack on me, or my jets aren't, have rockets on them or anything. If I'm just standing there and the slope is completely flat, completely horizontal, how fast am I going to go? It's going to go 0, aren't I? So think about that. When it's horizontal, think about skiing and think about how fast you're going to go. How fast are you going to go? You're going to go 0. What kind of slope is that? It's a 0 slope. It's not positive slope. It's not a negative slope, is it? All right. It's a 0 slope. No, call it 0 slope. Call it what I called it. Don't call it neutral. Call it 0 slope. It's 0. I'll even write the word in there. All right, ski. I don't snowboard. I like to have my feet separated. I hate to be locked into one thing. I've never tried snowboarding. I know everybody says it's fun and all that stuff, but I can ski pretty quick down the mountain, and I figure I have fun with that. If I ski once, maybe twice a year, I'll be lucky. And so I don't want to waste my whole one time a year that I go skiing trying to learn how to do snowboard and sitting on my butt the whole day. I figure if I'm going to spend that kind of money and spend that one day a year, I want to do something I enjoy doing. And so I know how to ski, so I just ski. And I know it does look like a lot of fun to snowboard, but I'll leave that to young kids. I'm an old guy, and I'll ski. I know it's supposed to be nerdy and stuff to ski, but that's okay. I'm a nerd, so might as well ski then, right? All right, let's do another one. Watch this. If we had a horizontal line, so we had a positive slope, a negative slope, a horizontal one, which is 0 slope. What other kind of line do you think we're going to have? A vertical line, that's right. Let's think about this now. Let's watch. Let's go from one point to the other. Let's go from this point to this point. Remember, we're finding the slope, aren't we? So it's rise over run, correct? So watch. From here to here, how far do I rise? I don't know how far that is, whatever it is, right? I would just count down. It's not X. I wouldn't call it X. I'd call X because it went along horizontally. Let's call it Y because it's going vertically, all right? So I'll call it Y. Now watch. So I go from here and I count down 1, 2, whatever it is, okay? I don't know how far that is, but I count down to wherever it is right there. You with me? So whatever that number is, I go here. Now, what's my run?
0.
It's 0, isn't it? Okay. So this could be any number in the world except for 0. All right. But this could be any number right here divided by 0. Somebody got a calculator on them? Offhand? Nobody has a calculator with them? All right. All right. Get one out. Pick any. Let's pick a number. Anybody got a favorite number? 52. All right. 52 divided by 0. Put in 52 divided by 0. Or any number. I don't care. Any number at all. You get error, don't you? It's not 0. Are you listening to me? This is important now. Let's pay attention. Let's not have little silly comments. Let's just listen. It says error because it doesn't exist. You cannot divide by 0. I could go into some big long explanation of why. I'm not going to. You cannot divide by 0. It's different. 0 divided by, let's say, 5 is what? 0. What's 5 divided by 0? It's error. Or we say in math, a lot of times, we say it's undefined. All right? It doesn't exist. So let's talk about the slope right here. What did I say about anything divided by 0? It's either undefined or it what? Doesn't exist. Or there is no slope. A lot of people think no slope and 0 slope is the same thing. It's not. 0 is something, isn't it? 0 is a number. You can put it on a number line. You can add 0. You can subtract 0. Right? It is a number. It is something. This is not a slope. Real quick little explanation with the skiing again. All right? I only got a few seconds left. It's hard to draw sideways. I'm bad enough drawing regular ways. Okay, watch this. 30 seconds. Would you ever go to a ski slope and ever see a slope like this? No. It doesn't matter how many black diamonds you have at your ski slope, does it? You'll never ever see a slope that looks like this. So does this slope exist? No, you could go to Austria or Switzerland or the best ski slope in the world. You'll never see a slope like this. So what is it? It is what? It is no slope, or you could say it's what? Undefined. Okay. In the next video, let's put some numbers in and we'll talk more specific.